What's going on, guys? Welcome to the channel. New lake for us today. We haven't been to this lake in a while. I don't fish this lake very often. A lot of toolies everywhere. Water temps are in about the 60s. Post spawn for the most part. Usually we don't catch a ton of big fish here. There are some big fish in the lake that you never know, we might be able to get them to bite. But out here with my dad today, so we're hoping to get him on some fish and have a fun day out here. With it being post spawn, we're probably going to be throwing some topwater baits and some floating worms. Probably go out in the middle and try to Damiki them and forward-facing sonar a few just to see. But probably won't live and die with that. Probably got a lot of fry garters along the toolies and some of the shallow cover that might be a little bit more fun to go catch. There we go. There we go, little one. First topwater fish of the year.
That'll work.
Well, that was pretty cool. We got our first topwater fish of the year. Usually that first topwater fish comes from Lake Havasu. Usually go out there on Mother's Day and get ourselves a topwater fish out there. Usually that topwater bite out in the desert lakes are gonna pop off before they do here. But it's a little bit later of a trip that we're going out to Lake Havasu this year, so we were able to get one on the pop bait. It's always fun to watch them come up, destroy that bait, get them in the boat. Wasn't a big one, but it was still fun. Yeah! Yep. Dad's hooked up. Feel like a decent one?
Not too bad.
There we go. Boom, there we go.
That'll work.
Got one in the boat.
Got one in the boat. Yeah, okay. I remember what it feels like now.
I bet that thing's been on there the whole time.
It probably has been.
I bet that thing's been on there the whole time. It's probably coming out its butt right now.
Probably. A little bit better one.
There we go. There we go.
There we go.
Well, the first area produced a few bites for us. I got one on the topwater. My dad got 3 on the floating worm. That's an easy way to catch numbers of fish out here at this lake. These fish just kind of sit down in some of that submerged grass. The grass grows out pretty deep in this lake, and that's just a great way to catch them. Drop shot usually produces as well, but that floating worm's definitely doing the deal today. My dad's kicking my butt. He's got 3 and I only got 1 so far. Oh, there's one. He's out now. He's out now. Feels like a decent one. Get out of the toolies and stuff, dude. There we go. I saw him in the water. Nah. Same as the ones we've caught. Same as the ones we've caught. Throw it up in there with this little bit of wind blowing in here. I bet we'll catch a couple more. All right, well, I got catch up to do because I'm still down 3-2 to my dad.
doing a numbers thing today, I think. I don't know that we're gonna get some 5-pounder or something like that, but you never know. This is something that you can catch big ones doing. And just weightless worm, just throwing it out there, letting it sink down in all these scattered tules and grass, and it's a great way to catch a lot of fish, especially if you've got kids. Rig it up Texas rig, they're not gonna get hung up as much. It just gets a lot of bites. Are you hung up? Oh!
I got one. Hey, well, man, if you can't be good, you gotta be lucky. I'm not sure I was hung up.
Tighten that drag up.
Yeah, it's a little bit.
Got one? You got the finesse today, man.
I'm pulling a little bit there.
Yeah. Pop it in the boat. There we go. What was that, 5?
I think so, yeah.
Dang. I should get bit right there.
You would think.
I did. I did. Acrobatics. He's fighting good. There you go.
That's a little bit better one.
Still got catching up to do.
Now?
So I think most of these fish that we're catching out here doing this weightless worm deal are fry garters. It's post spawn out here for the most part. There might be a couple bed fish here and there if we really search for them, but most of these fish are probably garden fry, and they're just sitting there on these pieces of structure, just hanging out next to the fry, and then this little worm just slowly starts falling towards them, and it's just too easy of a meal, and they go over there and snatch it up. It's a fun way to catch them.
So as you guys can see, we're catching a lot on that weightless worm. We got it Texas rigged on a straight shank hook, which I think is key, and it's a 2-aught straight shank hook. And on that weightless worm, you got to have some salt in there so it'll sink right. The sink rate is key, so you might want to play around with the worms that you're going to choose in order to do that. And then when it comes to the rod, reel, line, stuff like that, we got 8-pound test fluorocarbon to my 10-pound test braided line for the main line. I'm using K9 fishing line. You can use discount code LUNA10 to save 10% off on the K9 fishing website. The Pro 100 is the fluorocarbon that I'm using, and then it's the 9-strand super braid is what I'm using on the main line. Now for the rods and the reels, using Daiwa Tatulas. They don't make the Tatula that I'm using anymore, but so I would recommend going with the Tatula LT MQ, or it's the MQ LT, something like that. I'll link it down in the description. And then my dad was using the Lux spinning rod, and then I was using the USA Custom spinning rod from 6 Cents. 6 Cents discount code is LUNA10 as well. You can save on your purchases over there. That's pretty much the setup. You cast it out there, and then you basically do nothing. You just kind of drag it a little bit, let it sink down there. A lot of times it's just a pressure bite. You lift up. Occasionally you're going to feel that little tap. Sometimes you just lift up and they're there, and then you just fight them back to the boat. Great way to get a lot of bites, especially when it's tough. Great this time of year when those fish are guarding all those fry. It will catch big ones. We didn't catch any big ones here today so far, but it does catch big ones when those big ones are up shallow.
Little one. You're up too? And doubles! Doubles!
Yep, doubles.
Doubles. Dad got one, I got one.
think you might have me on size though.
That's all right.
But like you said earlier, I think it's a numbers game.
There we go. Coming up. Come on, man. I'm gonna put you back. There we go.
Got one?
Yep.
Oh, look at that.
Got him.
Yeah, right under that shade.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's mine. He just came back for round 2.
Well guys, not a bad day out on the water. It's time to go get some lunch. Hope you enjoyed watching us catch a bunch of fish out here in sunny San Diego. Definitely post spawn. We might have had a couple spawners up shallow. I couldn't see them or anything like that. We were casting up real shallow and caught some fish on in some areas where they might have been spawning. And they were also peeing when we caught them, and you're taking the hook out and they're peeing. Sometimes that means they were up on the bed. I'm not exactly sure if they were spawning or not, but they were definitely up in some of those areas. Could have been guarding fry like a lot of them were, but fun day out on the water. And hope you guys enjoyed watching the video. I'll see you in the next one. See ya.